Doing a lot of research, and I was just like, well, let's just do this. And because I'm a bit of a budgeter, I kind of got myself into a bit of a hole where I bought all this meat, and I'm one of those people that like to buy in bulk a lot of the time. So I had this freezer full of meat, and I was like, I don't want to eat it anymore. What do I do with it? And at that time, I was like, I can't just chuck it out. That was just my mindset at the time. And like at that stage, I'd already like not even realised I was doing it, but I'd stopped buying cow's milk, and I wasn't buying eggs either. I just didn't even really realise. And then one day I was like, oh no, I haven't brought milk in a few months, and I haven't brought eggs in a few months. I was still buying yogurt, and I was still buying cheese. But yeah, it got to the point where I stopped buying yogurt and cheese probably about a month or two before I went vegan. It was just I had this freezer full of meat, and I had a few more meals of it, and then I was like, nah. So I gave a lot of it to someone else that I know that's quite financially stuck. So, and that's from their own doing, but I look after them anyway. That's a story for another day. So yeah, and once I'd pretty much done that, I was like, well, you know, I'm doing majority of the food thing. I just need to look at, you know, is there anything else that I need to make vegan? And I looked through a lot of the stuff in the cupboard, and a lot of the food I buy, because it's not as much junk as what most people that I know that they buy, you know, it was easy to read the ingredients, or there wasn't really an ingredient list on the thing because it was a tomato, you know, so things like that. So just I started looking at the ingredient list to see more nitty gritty things like whey powder and just random like ingredients like eggs and stuff that might be in things that you wouldn't always normally think, oh, they don't need to be in there anyway. So yeah, so I basically did it that way, and obviously it's a never ending. It's not never ending. I don't want to make it sound like it's a bad thing. It's a journey that you can constantly keep making your life more vegan, if that's possible, where you just keep on assessing things and looking at things. How can I improve it? How can I be more in line with nature and not be harming any other beings? So yeah, so it's, so I'm not perfect. I mean, I definitely haven't gone out and eaten anything on purpose for that, for the last year or so that I've been vegan. There could have been something in my food when I go out. I can't guarantee that. That's not something that I can guarantee. But, if I ask for no dairy, eggs, meat, fish sauce, and all those other things that might be in that food, and different cuisines tend to have different types of animal products. So you just sort of know, you get to know anyway over time. So I asked that, and I can't, it's not in my control if someone puts an egg in there and tells me no, there's no egg, and that's not in my control. But yeah, and obviously, vegan is more than just diet. It's a lifestyle, so it goes into things like what you wear, and the beauty products that you buy. Excuse me. Even things like cleaning products that you might use. It just it goes into a lot of things, and you can take it as far as you want to. And I hope that many of you do. The way I eat obviously is quite different to many, how would you say, a typical vegan diet. I prefer the high raw, I prefer the high fruit, I prefer the high, the whole foods, I prefer the high carb. That's not to say that I do eat cooked food. I do eat greens, and I do eat grains, and I do eat some avocado every now and then. If I go out to a restaurant, it's got oil in it. It's not the end of the world. And it feels amazing, but you also learn a lot all the time, and especially if you can immerse yourself in the local community and in the online communities. It's just amazing, like the amount of support you can get. And it's not perfect, and not all vegans get along with all vegans, and not even all raw to fours get along with raw to fours, and not all 80-10, and not all animal rights vegans get along with all animal rights vegans. At every movement, every community has its conflicts and whatever. But I mean, like, in this last year, I've probably met over like 60 real life physical contact, with people that are vegans in my local community. And it's really amazing. It's really inspiring what they're doing. And just, I want to inspire them too. And I want to inspire more people. It's seriously, it's been one of the best things I've done, well, I've chosen to try and follow, this philosophy in my life so far. Everything's been leading up to this, and I don't know where it's going to lead in the future, and hopefully it's going to lead to even bigger and better places. And if it doesn't, well, life's still great right now. Like, I really, really love life, even if I do, I work 2 jobs, I study 2 degrees, I'm now president of the Veg Club at the university. I run these little social media platforms for my community, but it really is, it's like one little step in this journey, but it's been still a substantial step in my journey through life so far, anyway. And my biggest regret of going vegan is not doing it sooner. So I want to especially thank that person that decided to go on a vegan journey too. And I seen them and watched them go through it, and they're still doing, and they no longer live in the local community, but that's all right. And hopefully we can keep making some more waves. And I could probably talk for a long time about this. I think I've probably said all that really needs to be said. And if you're not vegan, hit me up, let me know if you want any tips about making your life more plant-based. I really, really want to help as many people as I can, because it's not just about physical changes, but it's about your mental and emotional state, and just everything changes. Your perspective on life is like, it's serious. You can't understand until you experience it yourself. But so I think I'll leave it here, and hope you've done something that makes you happy today. See ya.